Hey my friends, how's it going? It's Ultimus, and for today's video we're going to be talking about the patch 7.2 tier 20 armor set models. Now these have been released at least in not in part as I was going to say, but the early stages of these sets have been released and we've seen them. They're on mmo-champion, at least that's where I'm getting them. You can also find them on Wowhead as well. But I just like the way mmo-champion and then WoW database lays them all out here. So we're gonna just go through them all and take a look at them, share our thoughts, and go from there. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. For starters, most people are aware of this at this point now, but they're a lot of them are just high textured and high resed versions of tier 6, i.e. the Black Temple gear. Now this is immediately, at least from my experience with the WoW community and playing this game for so long and then just dealing with gamers, this is going to spark a whole lot of controversy, I'm sure. But I thought, of course, that I'd make a video to share my thoughts on it, my opinions on it, and tell you which sets I like, which ones I don't. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. As we said previously, losing my place here. Obviously, Demon Hunters, Monks, and Death Knights were not around for Burning Crusade, so these models are completely new and inspired by Legion. And to be frank, I think at least to give my honest opinion on both of these sets, or all three I should say, for Demon Hunter, Death Knight, and Monk, as we're going to get to those two later, I think they're fitting for the theme. I think they look like something that would have come out of Black Temple, and I feel like they fit thematically very nicely with the rest of the sets that are going to be coming out here for tier 20 as we get into the Tomb of Sargeras. Now, we have quite a few different color schemes for each of these, and I'm more than likely not going to go through all of them just for the sake of time. I'll post a link down so you guys can check them out yourselves. That being said, the elite models or the mythic models are more than likely, I think it's safe to assume, are going to be these two here. We got this bad boy here, which is the black, gold, and lots of felt green coming off that thing there. And then we have, looks like some white and light blue, more like a light blue and a gray. If you'll notice, though, the hands and the toes here, they've got like some gnarly claws going on. Like this fool forgot to clip his toenails and his fingernails a while ago. Like he's on that raiding grind, he's on that PvP grind, and he's just, personal hygiene has gone out the window. But what I'm curious about, and again, I guess we'll find out. This could just be a weird glitch or not. But is that going to be a part of the set? Because that would be kind of cool in a weird sort of way. It would fit with Demon Hunters in an odd way. These gloves with the spikes coming off of them though, and even like the previous sets of gloves that have been in the game already, they remind me of like Batman gauntlets. So I feel like Demon Hunters are getting the whole Batman vibe going with their gloves. But yeah, so toenails and fingernails extra long and sharp, which is interesting. The helmet's a bit strange to me. I like the front portion of it, but as it like bows out to the side, that looks a little bit strange to me. I'm not gonna lie. But the blade on it I do like. Obviously you can't see anything, but it doesn't matter because you're a Demon Hunter. You can't see anything anyways. I think my only complaint, honestly, as much as I love the shoulders, I think it feels a little bulky for the sleek, agile Demon Hunter class that we have, but they're pretty sick looking regardless. And even just the standard versions of these, like just even the red over here, I think looks pretty sweet too. So overall, pretty happy with it, and I think it looks pretty spiffy. We're seeing a lot of this extra like plating going on the sides of gear this expansion, so that's interesting. Next, we have our Death Knight, which actually looks pretty spiffy. The shoulders really bring it all together for me. The girdle there, or the belt, looks about what you'd expect. The gloves are pretty snazzy. I do like those leggings though with the wraps around them, pretty sick. The helmet's a bit strange for me. It feels almost like a rogue helmet, which isn't weird. Like, obviously, it's plate, like you can see the metal on it, no big deal, whatever, cool. But like just the hood thing feels very, very rogue-ish to me. The whole set actually looks kind of roguish, I'm not gonna lie. But it does fit well for a Death Knight fairly well, I think. And then we have what I can only imagine being the Elite set or the Mythic rating set over here with the green on it. Again, not too much different other than the colors with it. And then maybe some extra seething animations going in there out of the shoulder pads and the headpiece. But then we have a purple variation of it up here with some purple, darker, things like a black or a gray, whatever. And then the gold as well, like the rusted color. Overall, I don't mind this set. I don't think it's as cool as Tier 19. The Death Knight Tier 19 set was just absolutely ungodly. It was wonderful. It was probably one of the coolest plate sets I've seen in a long time. Tier 20 isn't bad. The helm throws the thing off a little bit for me, and it's a little bit of a bummer to see nothing fancy going on here. However, I don't have anything animation-wise up yet. We don't really have access to that except for on a couple of the skins. So there could be more going on here animation-wise that we don't see. And of course, this is still early stages, so we could see some improvements on these as we get closer to the release of patch 7.2. But as of right now, the Death Knight set is, I'd honestly give it maybe a 7.5 out of 10, just because lack of development on the set, and even just the helmet feels a bit weird to me. The Druid set is pretty cool, though, I'm not going to lie. So we have the whole like white and blue thing here, and again, so often I feel like these color variations don't make it into the game. Like, they have different color variations out there, but then rarely do they make it into the game. But with so many different types of, you know, we have PvP gear, we have the elite gear now, and then we have the Raid Finder, normal, heroic, and then even mythic now. I guess we might be able to see all of this actually in the game as well, which would be interesting. I like that white and purple one, though. Like, I know it's kind of a strange color. I mean, it feels very balanced Druid-ish, I guess. But, I don't know. I like it. I think it's sick. And then we do have the one with the face cover, which is interesting. I really like it, actually. Out of all the ways to improve on the set, I feel like that was a nice, subtle way to do it. And I've heard that the Druid animation for the shoulders in the set is sick looking, so that probably brings the whole set together. Oh, there it is. Speak of the devil. Oh, that's sick looking. It's got a boomkin face, a tiger face. Look at the freaking antlers on the side. Oh my lord, that is sick. Holy crap. And it looks like a tiger, I'm assuming, maybe? No, it's a bear. I can't quite tell anymore. It just opens up and out come all the spirit beasts. That is sick looking. Well done, Blizzard. Well done. And I gotta say, in general, I'm honestly okay with them revisiting these models from Black Temple. They're some of the most popular armor sets in the game. They're pretty fun to obtain, and I'm a sucker for any kind of high-res type model of older stuff anyways. I wish there's been rumors of time-walking raids, like the old-school raids, once they run out of time-walking dungeons. So, you know, the idea and the hopes that maybe we'll see high-res versions of some of that tier gear drop would just be wonderful. It would make me so ecstatic. So seeing these on a high-res scale, I think, is kind of cool, and I'm honestly not bothered by it. But we have the Hunter set here. Now, this one's kind of cool with the arrow sticking out. I believe this was the Gronstalker set back from Burning Crusade. Again, Black Temple stuff. The slashes on the boots and the legs are kind of cool with the chest. Again, it's just cool seeing all this stuff like done in a different way, that it's made to be more visually appealing because it sticks out more. Just with the high-res textures and HD models and stuff like that. I do really like it on with the red and blue. With the, I guess it's more like a red and green, I should say, more like a mint. Now the mage set is kind of cool. Again, very much what you'd expect. Not much really different with it compared to the tier 6 from mages back in the day. However, two of the color variations for it, I think, are just absolutely great. This whole like silver, gold, and black thing there going on with the lightning coming off of it, just love it. And then I feel like there's a lack of black and white armor models in the game, and so any kind of black and white armor model we see, I'm a huge fan of, so this looks really sick to me. And again, I don't play a mage, so I'll never obtain it, and that's okay, but I will admire it from afar, that's for sure. Monk set looks about what I would expect from a monk set. It does feel like it looks like it would fit in with the Black Temple sets, and with the rest of the sets, like I said earlier in the video, although I will say, I don't really play a monk. I mean, I dink around on a monk a little bit, you know, just nothing super serious. But are monk players tired of seeing white tiger stuff? Would you guys like to see like more crane and ox and dragon stuff? I mean, for Windwalker monks, it makes sense, right? White tiger, that whole thing, right? It fits with the class fantasy and that they're going for, all that, whatever. But I feel like all we ever see is white tiger stuff for monk gear, which is kind of unfortunate because there's a lot of other aspects that they could play on there. The white and the green, though, here with the red, I think is gorgeous. With the gold on there, just perfect. I almost think I'd like it more without the shoulders, though. So luckily we can hide our shoulders, and that's that. Like, do this whole set without the shoulders, and then maybe like a bandana or like the Cursed Vision of Sargeras or something like that, or even an eye patch would be sick. Tarn, please. Oh, baby. Look at that. Now all of a sudden we look like the White Dragon Zord from Power Rangers. I don't hate it. I'm not like super enthralled with it, but I feel like it does fit thematically. Though I will say that the white and gold version over here is my favorite variation of it. Now the infamous Lightbringer set, the Paladin set, just for base reference, we have this gold and blue set here going on. Nice little particle effects going on there off the shoulders, really emphasizing that brightness, even off the crown as well. One of the most popular, and as far as I'm concerned, one of the coolest sets that Paladins have out there, save for the infamous Judgment set out there, of course. The red version of it is quite sexy as well, I gotta say, just red everywhere. Because previously we had same color, you know, we had the gold, the grayish silver there, but instead of the purplish blue, we had red for the PvP stuff. But this time around, we just have a full-on red model that we're messing around with. I do have to say, though, I like the purple one quite a bit, actually. I think the purple one is kind of the dopeness. This one, I think, might be one of the ones that translates better over as far as the sets go. Again, I'm curious to see what this will look like, Mythic and Elite versions versus the regular versions. Now, the Priest set, arguably one of my favorite sets from the Black Temple raiding scene and even the PvP scene from that time. These shoulders are the dopeness. This set is the dopeness, and I love it. Check this out though. Okay, so we're pretty familiar with how these look, right? This was the traditional tier 6. This was basically a recolor of what the PvP set looked like. We have this one, which was what the off pieces looked like from Black Temple. This is pretty sick as well. Nifty, all those extra light coming up. But look at this. Look at the newer model here. Check this out. Look at these shoulders. Like, look at that. That is just, it's like coming off the chains. Like, there's just chains floating there everywhere. The shoulders are screaming, please let me out. It looks great. I love it. I'm curious what this back piece will look like more fleshed out once we're actually in game. But overall, this makes me like this set even more. Rogue set overall looks pretty dope. We're definitely seeing a lot more of the dangly belts here. This is definitely the thing they're going with. Some classes and specs and armor sets it looks good with, some it doesn't. Some of the warrior plate belts I think are kind of tacky looking, but in general, a lot of the dangly bits here we got going on from the belts I think kind of bring the set together, make it look fuller. It's a bit strange on a rogue. I will never understand why they constantly make rogue sets that are like big and bulky. Again, I just feel like it defeats the purpose of a stealthy rogue. But again, that's just me. There's the traditional red and gold-ish version. I will say though, I do kind of like the gloves. The new glove models are kind of sweet looking. Again, a little bulky for my taste, but kind of cool. And then this is, again, what I would imagine being what the Elite or even Mythic set looks like with the full-on face cover. We got some extra animations going on back there and effects, particle effects going on above the helm, and just the black and the red going on. Shaman set. This one is cool looking to me. Just with that red, the tied-on scraps there on the end there frayed, and just the lightning effects coming on to the shoulder pieces there, like they're lightning rods, I think just looks sick. Again, we have pretty much high-res versions of the original stuff and original colors that we see, but this red one is pretty snazzy as well. It's more like an orange actually. But this gold and white one here, this one got my attention quite a bit. Pretty snazzy. Again, don't really see too much different for what might be the Mythic one as opposed to the normal ones, or even just the standard like PvP versions versus the Elite. But overall, it's a great set, and I'm curious to see what'll be different about them once we get it into game and we see what the different variations are. For the Warlocks now we'll start off big for the Warlock here. This is just disgusting in a wonderful way. I'm so easily pleased and entertained when it comes to visuals and stuff like that. Just like the ethereal nether waves that I feel like they're coming off of the set here and floating up and around the horns and the edges there. What look like basically bone, to be completely honest with you. And even off of the belt floating upwards and just highlighting the outsides of the armor set I think look great. And typically I'm not a huge fan of green armor sets, but the green and the white do go very nicely together in my opinion. And then we have the traditional tier 6 that we've all come to know and identify with, flushed out, looking very nice. Just the high-res detail on the frayed edges of that robe down there, the bones on the edge of the gloves, and of course the shoulders as well look very nice, and they bring it all together in quite a nice way. Interesting to see this one. Now, I think this is a culmination of the offset pieces that would drop in Black Temple, if I'm not mistaken, and other raids that were on par with the tier 6 drop cycle. So it's kind of cool to see it all put together like this, and even some of these offset pieces getting some love and attention. And last but not least, the warrior. The warrior. We gotta Pay homage to my boy Ultimus. Now this is one, unfortunately, I think looks a little bit funny. I love the set overall, I really do. And the funny thing is I used to hate the set, and now it's actually one of my favorite sets. I don't know why I hated it back in the day, but there it is. The boots look a bit weird to me just because everything else feels so like bulky and juggernautish, and the boots feel very slim, so it looks a bit like proportionally off to me. And the dangly belt feels, again, a bit off to me. It feels lacking. Like, I feel like because the shoulders are so big on the set, the shoulders and the gloves are so big on the set, everything but like below the waist and down, it just feels so tiny. And don't take that the wrong way. But it just feels so proportionally off that it makes the set look kind of top heavy, which is weird to me. It almost makes my warrior look like he skipped leg day, to be completely honest with you. But overall, the high res and the updated textures on the set are gorgeous looking. So don't get me wrong, I don't hate it. I just think proportionally wise it looks off. I will gladly be wearing the set when it comes out, though. And then, of course, we have what will either be the Elite or the Mythic set. I would imagine thematically the design will be the same. Colors will probably just be a lot different. But this I like a little bit more. The shoulders are... It just, I don't know. It still doesn't solve the, like, everything feels really tiny from, like, the waist down and stuff. But the shoulders are cool enough to make me forgive it. And the helm is a nice touch, that's for sure. The spikes on the back of it I could kind of do without. It just feels like too many spikes, in my personal opinion. But it feels very gladiator-ish. Like, if you look at it, it feels like something you'd see out of like a Dark Souls game, or even Diablo, honestly, which makes sense since we're doing so much from Diablo this expansion. Anyways, makes you look like you could be like a boss dreadnought kind of character. So, I don't know. I like it. Everything below the belt seems a bit funny to me, like proportionally wise. It feels small and lacking compared to the shoulders, at least. But overall, the high res update of this all looks really cool to me. So now I want to talk to you guys about it and honestly hear your thoughts. Are we a fan of the updated models from Tier 6? Do you feel like it's lazy? Are you okay with it? What are your thoughts? I definitely want to hear from you guys, what you have to say, because again, this is no fun if I don't hear anything back from you guys, and this is just me talking into a camera. So would really love to hear about what you guys think about the whole matter, and of course what you specifically think about your classes Tier 20 set coming out. So definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and I'd love to hear from you. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. So as always, of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I do greatly appreciate it. It's kind of nice to be getting back into the swing of things and making videos again. So that's pretty exciting. But that does it for this one. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.